Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well out there. And today we're going to talk about a brand new film, Twisters. But before we get into it, do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. Join me here. I greatly would appreciate that. Yes, today we're going to talk about the sequel to that film right there, Twisters. It just dropped yesterday, July 19th. It's PG-13. It's 2 hours and 2 minutes long, had a budget of $200 million. And this is a long time coming, this sequel. There was little talks about doing a sequel to Twister, over the years. It never really materialized. Bill Paxton himself had one set up with James Cameron producing. It never materialized, but they wanted to do it rated R in 3D. The budget got out of hand. It never materialized. Helen Hunt had her own version of a sequel that she wanted to do. It never went anywhere. So this is a movie that they've been talking about for a long time, but it just never happened. And honestly, this Twister, the original Twister, which I really, really enjoy. I mean, I just did the Case for Physical Media on that awesome 4K right there the other day, and I really enjoyed the original one. Yeah, it's a summer blockbuster, but it's fun. The cast is great. Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt, even though they didn't get along on set, have amazing chemistry, and the surrounding cast is awesome. Their crew of storm chasers is just so much fun, especially with Philip Seymour Hoffman in there. And I really liked that original film, and it was an Amblin film. Jan de Bont directed it, coming off of Speed, and that, and Steven Spielberg produced it along with Frank Marshall. Well, Steven Spielberg and Frank Marshall are back for this one, and who they got to direct this one is Lee Isaac Chung. Now, I know he directed an episode of The Mandalorian, and he directed some other stuff, but I'm not super familiar with his work. So, really, for me, this is my first foray into what he's capable of as a filmmaker. Film, we got Daisy Edgar Jones as Kate, and we'll talk about her in a second. Glen Powell, whose star is rising quickly, plays Tyler Owens. He is a YouTuber that chases storms with his crew. We'll talk about him. Anthony Ramos is in this film as Javi. He used to work with Kate, and we'll talk about why. Maura Tierney plays Kathy, Kate's mom, and it's always nice to see her pop up. We just saw her in Iron Claw back in December, so David Cornsweet's also in this film as Scott, and he is our new Superman. He was in Pearl. He's in this film as well. And right at the beginning of the film, we see Kate, just go down the plot a little bit. Kate's out in the field trying to test out this way to tame a tornado. She figured out this way that she thinks it might work, and she's on this team with her. Sure, if they were married, I think they were just boyfriend and girlfriend, but they were madly in love, and they have their crew, Javi, and a couple other friends that are in this crew of trying to get this, see if they can get this to work. And they have a Dorothy, so there's a little callback to the original film right there. And it goes awry, and everybody gets killed except for Kate and Javi. And she can't deal with it. She moves to New York and starts working for the Weather Service in an office, not out in the field. And Kate has the kind of same gift that Bill Paxton's did in the original. She is not his daughter, though, I'm going to tell you right now, that she can kind of see where the weather is going to happen and what's going to, where a tornado is going to go. She kind of has those instincts, and all of a sudden Javi comes to see her. He has some investors. He went into the military, got out. He has some investors, and he has a way to finally get really great data from a tornado with these sensors. If they put 3 around a tornado, they can get a really great scan, a really detailed scan of how a tornado is working. And he says he's getting the investor money from real estate investors because these tornadoes cream a lot of these new developments they're putting up. So they want to know if they can help predict and save people's lives. And, so she goes back to Oklahoma. They did actually shoot this in Oklahoma as well. And pretty soon we're introduced to Tyler Owens, who's a YouTuber. And he is his crew that chases tornadoes, and he has over 1 million subscribers. So they bring kind of today's adage into the fold here. And pretty much what we get is we get a lot of tornado action, a lot of destruction, a lot of fun character moments. I shouldn't have been surprised because I think Glen Powell is a movie star in the making. I think between Hitman and this year, and in his performance in Top Gun Maverick, this guy is shooting quickly. And there's a reason why Tom Cruise has become friendly with him and hanging around. He went to the premiere of this film. I think Tom Cruise sees a lot of Glen Powell in him. And I think Glen Powell has that X factor that he can be the next big movie star if he so wishes. And I've read interviews with him. I saw interviews with him. He seems like a really down-to-earth dude. If he can keep his head on his shoulders, I think the sky's the limits for this guy. He could be our next big movie star. Maybe, I don't know. I see it. I could see it in him. He has the charisma out the ass. Um, and even when when he first meets Kate, he's kind of a dick, like he was in Top Gun Maverick. But he has that charisma to him that even when he's being a dick, you can't help but not like him. His confidence, his bravado. You like the dude no matter what. Even though he's being kind of a douche, he's still very, very likable. And his whole crew, I don't think they're as quite as fleshed out as the crew in the original Twister, but they're still pretty fun, and I like their little character moments. And they end up teaming up, him and Kate. Kate finds out that Javi is not working for really good people. Like, they're preying on this real estate investor is actually going in after tornadoes and buying up properties off of people that are down on their luck now. They've just lost everything, and he's swooping in like a savior, but really it's a land grab so he can make more money. And Kate is not into that, so she goes and teams up with Tyler, and she finally figures out her little experiment could possibly work, her and Tyler together, working together. And we find out nice little character beats about Tyler. He comes off as very, big and lots of bravado and that, but really his team, for all their showmanship, and they're really just trying to help the community. Like Kate, they go to this town after this one disaster, at just one tornado, and there's tons of houses that are destroyed. There's people, and she sees them still selling T-shirts. And the one member of his crew comes up to her and offers her a free box lunch. And she goes, "Oh, no, you keep that. You might need it." And she goes, "Oh, no, we're giving them out to everybody. We use the money from the T-shirt proceeds to help feed the people and help them out." And she finally starts realizing that there's more to Tyler than she really realized. And basically at the end, we get that big F5 tornado going towards this small town. Do her experiment. It works and helps dissipate the tornado, and she helps save a lot of lives. And at the end, we get her and Tyler possibly starting a relationship, and that's the end of Twisters. So what to like about this film? The cast. I think Daisy Edgar-Jones and Glen Powell have chemistry through the roof. And this movie, the beginning sequence to this movie is really, really good. Don't get me wrong. It really is good. And Daisy Edgar-Jones, even though I'm not familiar with her, she's really good here. Once Glen Powell shows up, though, this movie kicks into more entertaining, more high gear, I would say. Him playing off of Kate, his character playing off of Kate, is really what kicks this movie into high gear. And we get disaster after disaster, and all the effects look good, and there's lots of destruction. It's what we come to a disaster film for. And there's some silly stuff in here, obviously. They give you enough scientific stuff, and you buy into the characters, their plight, so you're gonna you allow yourself to go along with for the ride, even though it's a little ridiculous. And that's what makes some of these summer blockbusters so fun. You give us some really interesting characters, and we do got that here. And especially with Glen Powell's character and Daisy Edgar-Jones, they're great together. So, you just go along for the ride. And me and my wife had a really good time with this film. It's really fun. The disaster scenes are really well handled by Lee Isaac Chung. He does a really nice job with it. And he actually shot this 35 millimeter. He told the studio when to shoot a 35 millimeter, and they balked at it. They didn't want to do it because digital's easier. It's not as expensive, But Steven Spielberg, since he's a producer on this film, backed Lee Isaac Chung, and the studio relented, and he was allowed to shoot on 35 millimeter. And I got to say, it makes a big difference. The film looks gorgeous. Oklahoma looks gorgeous on 35 millimeter. And, I hope more filmmakers go back to film. We're seeing more and more of that, and I hope we continue, because I'm sorry, but this digital, besides a few directors able to make it look really good, it's just all starts looking the same. And thank God Lee Isaac Chung stuck to his guns and shot this 35 millimeter. And he fought to shoot in Oklahoma. They were going to shoot this in LA, and he goes, "No, we got to go to Oklahoma like they did for the first film." So they shot all this in Oklahoma mostly. James Paxton, the son of Bill Paxton, makes a cameo appearance as the angry hotel guest after the tornado starts coming towards the rodeo. He's the young man in the hotel lobby giving the manager a hard time. Other than that, I don't have anything else. I actually really enjoyed this film. Is it perfect? No, but this is a fun summer blockbuster, and me and my wife went for the ride. It's just, you don't have to think too hard about it. You just invested in the characters, and you just go for the ride. And at the end of the day, I had a really good time, man. A really, really good time, and that's all I really wanted from this film, because I really liked the original film. I gave the original film a 9 out of 10. This one's close, but not quite as good as the original. I'm going to give this one an 8.5 out of 10 for Twisters. 8.5 out of 10 for Twisters. Have you seen this yet, or are you interested in seeing it? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, share this video. I greatly would appreciate that. I'll be back soon with some more videos, but until next time, bye.